Hello everyone, my name is Barrett Howarth with Mag Bay Yachts. We're here aboard our brand new Mag Bay 43 center console, and I'd love to spend a few minutes with you guys, highlight some of the features, and really do a nice walkthrough and show you why we're really excited about this boat and really why we feel this boat sets itself apart from everything in its class. We're up here on the bow of the 43. I'd like to go over a couple things. Up here, starting up front, we have 8-inch Gemlux pop-up cleats. Those are standard throughout the boat. You have an anchor locker up front. Anchor locker has an integrated shelf for strength. On this particular boat, we're using Ultra as our anchoring gear. So we have a 46-pound Ultra anchor with a Muir 2500 windlass. It's a little bit oversized for the boat, but that goes along with our philosophy. We want everything big, beefy, and oversized. By having the anchor locker integrated, it's glassed all the way around. This is now a real structural part of the boat. It comes and ties into the crash bulkhead up front, and you'll have no issue anchoring this thing anywhere with this setup. The anchor is oversized. You can anchor in 10 feet or 250 feet and have full confidence. There's a switch up front so you can watch the anchoring gear, as well as an Empire bus system switching so you can operate it from the helm. Moving aft, we have this nice step here which makes it easy to get around and access everything up front. If you're fishing, it allows you to go around the bow real easily. On each side, there's 2 washdowns. So we have a Glendunning hose reel. It's got 15 feet of hose. So if you want to wash off your anchoring gear, you can do that. If you want to wash this whole bow section off, you can do that. You don't have to drag a hose throughout the boat, which is really nice. All right, we're up here on the bow of the 43. I'd like to go over some of the seating and storage areas. Starting off, you have our bow seating. You have 2 nice 7-foot long seating areas, real comfortable cushion. Underneath, you can open this up. This is non-insulated storage. It has locker lighting in it, so at night you're easily able to see what's in there. Great spot for life jackets, the items that you need to have on board, but you don't really need to access the whole time. On the back here, 2 release marine backrests. These come out so you can store them when not in use. They add a real nice touch to the boat. Up front, you have a giant center storage locker. You open this up. It's a partially insulated locker, so you can use it as a fish box if you'd like. It has its own dedicated macerator. It also has a bow thruster up forward. One thing we did on this boat is we encapsulated the bow thruster. So you can actually use the top area where the bow thruster is as another storage area. It divides up that locker. It adds a little bit of strength as well, and just makes it very, very clean. This locker is also lit, so at night you can go in and see what's in there. Moving aft, you have our forward console seating. So we did something a little bit different up front. We actually made this hatch open sideways. We did so there's not a giant gap in the seating. It makes it a really, really comfortable seat. And you have this giant storage compartment now. So this is fully insulated. There's about 2.5 inches insulation all the way around. You can put drinks in here. There's 2 drains that it will drain to the deck. You can use it as dry storage as well. It has a nice latch, just pops shut. Then you have a very comfortable bow seating. It seats 2 extremely comfortably. You have some cup holders up front. It's an ultra comfortable seat. So we're here at Midship in the boat. Just to the side of the forward seating, we have 2 little storage lockers. The first up top, just a general storage locker. You can throw chamois, shoes, whatever in here. It's non-insulated. It gives us access for our speakers. If you notice, these speakers are at an angle, so they're directional. We designed this whole boat so speakers are pointed in a meaningful direction. So this speaker's pointed towards the bow. This is pointed aft towards the helm. Just adds for a better experience. Right here, you have another locker. This one's partially insulated. It has its own macerator pump. It's about 7 feet long. It's a great locker for your mops, your handles, just random things throughout the boat. You can use it as a fish box. There is foam insulation around it, but it's just another locker in the boat, and great spot to store stuff. So to starboard, just forward of the helm, you'll find the access to our console. Open this door. We have a little bit of recess in here, so you get a little access. The top of the console is reinforced, so boats that get a tower, you can put a brace on top. and we'll come inside and show you what we have. The whole design around the 43 interior is efficiency. You come inside here, you have a nice little galley. There's a small little slide out fridge, enough to handle, you know, anything for an overnight trip. You have a little storage locker outboard. It has our AC breakers behind there, small sink up top. We have a recessed little area for towels, chip bags. There's outlets on the side. And then up forward, you have a little over 6 foot berth. You can sleep 2 people, relatively comfortable. One thing we opted to do on this boat is, in lieu of putting seating here with a table, we decided to just make the bunk a little bit bigger. If you're going to be inside here, realistically, you're either sleeping or using the head, and that's how we designed this. To aft is our whole head compartment. You have full stand-up head. There's about 6'8" of headroom inside here, and that actually increases. We lowered the floor in the head compartment. Overall, it's roomy, it's spacious, and it's just a nice, efficient interior of the boat. All right, so here I am in the head. One thing that we've preached on this boat is serviceability. You open up any locker, you can see everything is neat, it's tidy, it's organized. Everything's heat shrunk, thermally labeled, and what's nice is you can actually get to everything. So you open this hatch up, you can get to your screens, you can get to everything here. There was a lot of thought that was put into actually building this thing so you can work on it. So when we were designing this boat, we wanted to make it extremely easy on the end user. The 43 is designed in a way that there's 2 mechanical spaces in the boat. You have your aft lazarette and you have up forward. If you lift up the back end of the mattress, you'll see 2 access hatches. You open up these hatches and you now have full access to the 3 macerator pumps for your boxes up here, your fresh water pump, your head discharge. Everything is here in a lit locker. Super, super easy to get to. You have some storage down here as well, but there's no going around the boat trying to find, you know, a random pump. Everything is all right here in one space, easy to get to, easy to work on. This boat is an absolute breeze when it comes to actually getting to things and working on it. All right, we're here at the Helm. This is an area we spent a lot of time designing to try and make it perfect. A couple of things that we really want to highlight. One is the height. Overall, this height is nice and low. You can be 5 foot, still see over the dash. The boat has very little bow rise, but you can be here and drive it. Your field of view is huge throughout the boat. And these are at a nice angle where, regardless of your height, it's hitting you nice and square. One thing we did that's completely different from our other boats is we utilized the space on our hardtop and we actually went up. By doing so, we can fit a 22 or a 24-inch Garmin up here. We also have room, Seakeeper display, backup Mercury display, Fusion stereo display, trim tabs. What that allows us to do is get everything up out of the way so this whole dash is clean. All you see here are your 2 cubbies, your steering wheel, and your control. Inside the cubbies, on one side, you have access to your Mercury joystick and bow thruster. They're integrated together. When you use the joystick, the bow thruster works, and you also have separate control of your bow thruster. By putting this in a locker, it keeps everything kind of clean and out of the way, uncluttered. On the other side, you have your VHF. This boat has a Vesper in it, which is a new kind of VHF. VHF Vesper is all clean, tucked away. There's wireless chargers, there's USB ports. You also have a Mercury diagnostic port. You have your card reader for the Garmin's. Everything is all integrated and clean. Down below, you have 2 separate footrests. Both are at a nice angle. When you're driving the boat, you have one, and when you're sitting in the release seats, this is really, really comfortable. The ergonomics fit perfectly. And finally, the screens. We maximize the dash space. You have 2 24-inch Garmin's, the largest they make. Everything fits perfect here. It's flush, it's clean. You have our glass dash acrylic, and it highlights the Empire bus system that we have on the boat. It just, you really can't get a cleaner dash setup, and it's functional, which is the best thing about it. We did a little departure from our previous models, and that departure is integrating a digital switching system. We worked for months directly with Garmin on a Empire bus digital switching system that was made specifically for this boat. And what this system does, it allows you to control absolutely everything in the boat. Your pumps, your lights, your macerators, everything that you can possibly control is here, and it's all laid out in a really, really nice intuitive system that is easy for the end user. is a little daunting at first. Once you see it, once you go through it, it's a breeze, and it's a smart system. So you can turn on your bilge pump, you tap it once, it stays on 30 seconds, it shuts off. It's not hitting a button and forgetting about it, and all of a sudden 5 hours later, your bilge has been running dry the whole time. It's a very, very nice system. We're extremely excited about it, and it works very, very well with Victron for our lithium battery bank. It also integrates with Mercury. Overall, it's just a great, great system we're very excited to have on our boat. Our 43 has a dual console setup for the Helm. Each console has 3 release marine seats. They're bolster seats. It flips down, extremely comfortable. This particular boat has a teak package in it. We offer a teak flooring setup or just standard fiberglass. Couple little features. First off is index storage. There's storage lockers in between each console. They end up being great for shoes, for your dock lines. What we found is we end up using these lockers the most throughout the day. This middle console here houses all of our electrical system. All the batteries, all the lithium components, it's all in one central area. From a building standpoint, it puts everything here. It makes it real nice. From an end user standpoint, if you have to get to anything electrically, it's all housed in here. On boats with air conditioning, we actually put an air conditioning vent inside here that blows on all these systems, keep them nice and cool, especially in the hotter climates. It's a very efficient system. Moving aft, one thing we did is we actually elevated the floor in between the mid and aft console. What that does is allows you to stand and sit a little bit higher than everyone riding up front. You can see the screens real easily. It just increases the end user experience. It's really nice. There's a nice section for your feet. There's four cup holders in between these two ends. It just really ergonomically, it's a great setup. And on the forward face of this console, we have an insert here that gives you some access lockers. There's 3 drawers, just general storage drawers. There's an open compartment that allows us access to get back in this console, but it's a great spot to put bags or whatever you bring on board. And finally, we have an integrated trash bin. You're on a boat, everyone has trash. It's a nice spot, it's out of the way, it's clean, it's flush, and we can do different arrangements there. So if there's something you wanted different, it's easy to do all right here. So one thing Mag Bay is really well known for is our extensive use of stainless steel. The 43 is no exception. Our T-top is 100% 316 stainless. We have 3-inch pipe as our main legs, 2 1/4 inch support legs. Every single weld is mirror polished in the entire top. Everything is blind fastened. Honestly, this thing is a piece of artwork. It's one of these touches that really, really sets this boat apart. It's instantly recognizable, and there's a lot of little details when you really look at it. Little things such as flared ends on smaller pipes going into larger pipes are just those little tiny touches that really set this thing apart. So here we are in the cockpit of the 43. Starting off, we have a 75-gallon pressurized live well. You have oversized access on each side. This whole lid can come off if you'd like. The inside is painted blue. There's lighting, Lumishore lighting inside the bait tank. Oversized window, makes it really nice to look at your bait. Coming outboard, you have 2 flip-out bolster seats. Makes it really nice when you're running. These flip out of the way, completely hides underneath the bolster. You have oversized hawse pipes going down your cleats. Really easy to get a dock line down there. On the port side, you have access to your motor flush. That's standard in every boat. You plug in your hose, it flushes out the outboards. We have a gutter system on each side. It's a 2-inch gutter that runs all the way up the side of the boat. All the hatches are internally connected to the gutter. So what's nice is the deck is full. There's not a slice in the deck. There's pipes that go in between and drain out. On each side of the cockpit, you have 7-foot-long fish boxes. They are fully insulated, about 1.5 inches of foam on average around the whole box. They each have their own macerator. And where I'm standing is a hugely oversized hatch that goes into our aft lazarette that houses all of our pumps, our seakeeper, and we'll open this up and show you why we're really, really proud of this part of the boat. So one really nice feature of the 43 is our integrated side door. Side door is on the starboard side, features a folding gate. We've designed this door so when it opens up, this door folds completely underneath the combing. And what's nice is you can actually open your fish box hatch all the way up with the door closed. That's one thing that a lot of the other boats in our class you're unable to do. The door itself is the widest door of any center console in our size category. It's 32 inches wide. You can bring a paddleboard through here, you can bring a big fish, and we positioned it as such that when you come in, you're not hitting a console, you're not going into a console. So if you have something to bring in, you're full access right into your cockpit. We build all the hardware for this door in-house. We make the plates, we drill the holes, we weld everything, we polish it in-house. Everything is done to our spec and our standard. Every single screw head is lined up in the boat. It's a mag-based standard that we've had since the beginning. And one thing that we did differently from our other models is this seal. We oversized the seal on this boat. This door is completely bulletproof. There's no water that comes in. It's as rock solid as it gets. So on the 43, we have two distinctive aft console configurations. This setup here is our mezzanine configuration. Underneath the seat, you have a fully insulated cooler. It drains to the deck. There's about 2.5 inches insulation all around, and it's glassed over. It holds ice extremely well. Behind the backrest, you have a little tackle setup. Little tackle station, a couple Plano trays, little general storage area, nice and concealed. On each side, you have Glendenning hose reels for freshwater and saltwater. 20-foot hose reels. You can wash down the cockpit, you can wash down the motors. You don't have to worry about having a hose anywhere. And you also have two Mate Series rod holder cup holders on each side. You can put a rod in here, you can put your beverage in there. Just a real nice, easy, simple configuration. So one section of this boat that we spent a great deal of time designing is our aft lazarette. The aft lazarette opens up. First off, you have a giant oversized hatch. A lot of our competitors, they do two separate hatches. They'll do a smaller hatch to get in, then a hatch over the seakeeper. We opted to do one larger hatch. It just makes it easy to get in here. As you can see, I have tons of room to move around. The lazarette we designed so all your electricals on one side and all your plumbing runs on the other. It's actually designed through the entire boat. All the pumps in this whole aft end all come here. So you have a central sea chest that has your bait pumps, your seakeeper pump, your washdown pumps. Your fish box macerators are all right here. Essentially, any system in the whole aft end of this boat is right here. You know, one thing that you'll learn as you use boats is it's a boat. Everything is going to break at some point. And we really spent a lot of time trying to make all the systems very, very accessible and build it in a way that the captain, the mate, the service people, they can appreciate it. They'll go in this boat and love how everything is so simple, clean, easy. Everything is labeled. There's clamp aids on all the hose clamps. You're not fishing for anything. It's all right here. One other nice design feature that we did is we have an integrated shelf in here. We did so, one, for the seakeeper. The seakeeper's up forward in the lazarette. If that seakeeper has to come out, it can slide back and come out this hatch. But what that shelf does, it gives us strength. It gives the end user another surface to mount things on. It's wide enough to fit a bucket. You can put 10 5-gallon buckets in here, no problem, and still have room to work around. The entire lazarette in itself is just massive. And it's really a point of the boat that, like I said, people that really work on their boats will really, really appreciate all the features that are in here. We're extremely proud of this setup. All right, so to highlight just how big this lazarette is, I'm 5'11", I'm sitting on the shelf. I still have plenty of room to work. I can go and sit on the floor. There's non-skid on each side, but I can get to everything here. I can get to the pumps, I can get to my macerator. You have room to actually spread around and get to things. And I've been in so many boats where you come in the aft lazarette, for one, if you can get into it, it's hard to get around everything. This boat, you have 53 inches of space side to side to really get and move around in. And you have almost 10 feet of space fore and aft. So the amount of stuff you can put in here is incredible. But we really, really spent a ton of time on this area to try and make it as clean and efficient as possible. So the MagBay 43 has 3 different motor options. The standard setup is twin 600 horsepower Mercury V12s. We have an option for triple 600 V12s or the brand new V10 400s, so we can do a quad setup in that. Each engine package has integrated flush, flushes out the motors 15 minutes each from Reverso. And we took a lot of time in designing this boat to accommodate each motor package in the sense that The transom is built not only for these, but for each individual setup. And the way we design the boat is there's a 4-inch gusset that we put in between each motor. So no matter what setup we do, you know this thing is incredibly strong. And it's a big focal point, a big point for us as a builder. We want to build a strong boat. When you have a motor that weighs 1,200 pounds on your transom, you got to make sure that thing is solid, and we're 100% confident that this boat is solid. So thank you guys very much for walking through the boat with us. We're going to leave you with some closing shots of the boat running, and you can really see what the patented cross-step hull can do. This is a hull that we are extremely excited to utilize for our 43. It utilizes both 2 longitudinal steps, 2 transverse steps. They work together to produce a ride that can only be described as absolutely unbelievable. For more information, please feel free to visit our website, magbayyachts.com, or contact one of our local dealers. There's a dealer tab on the website. We really look forward to getting you guys out on the boat. You know, we've really tried hard to stay with our reputation for quality with this boat, and we are extremely proud of it, extremely excited for its future, and we're extremely excited to get you guys out on it. Thank you so much.